All right, listen here. Sometimes when you are young, you feel like you've gotten everything figured out. I thought I wanted to be a doctor, but I didn't have everything figured out, as of course we know now, and I ended up becoming a combo server instead. So this is the story of how that shenanigans happened. So, first and foremost, I would like to give a huge shout out to my high school teacher, Miss Jones. Miss Jones, if you ever watch this, if this video ever sees the light of day, I just want to say thank you so much for everything you did for me. Honestly, a lot of the success I had in my life stemmed from the time I spent with you in classroom. So, thank you so much for everything. I know I may not have turned out the way that I expected, or maybe you expected, but I am very happy in the way that I've turned out, and I've changed a lot of lives. So just if you ever see this, thank you so much. The story gets a little interesting. So, as any good 14-year-old would, I pursued a high school that taught medicine because my parents thought it would be cool if I was a doctor, and I wanted attention. So, obviously, doctor, duh. So I went to high school. I enjoyed my classes because I love science. And I know a lot of you are like, what? Why? I love science. I just do. I don't know. I always have. I always will. Science is so freaking cool. After that, I applied to college because it was so enjoyable for me. Why wouldn't I go to college and continue the role that I was on? College, I got into a pretty decent college. I went after the pre-medical track. I think I was technically a biology major, for as much as that means for any of you guys. Really interesting stuff, but I quickly figured out that I didn't want to be a doctor. I also had a side quest going on at the time, and this is how I figured that little interesting piece of information out. Well, my dad was struggling with a lot of things and he couldn't really figure them out. And I didn't really know how to help him, but I did find out about this stuff called ayahuasca. If you don't know what ayahuasca is, you should definitely look it up. It's not for everybody, but yes. And he thought ayahuasca would help him. I thought ayahuasca would help him after we found out. We both went to drink because he didn't want to drink alone and I wanted to help him out. So I went, I drank, and this was the first mind altering substance that had ever entered my body. I never drank alcohol, I never smoked weed, I never did cigarettes. Did cigarettes. I never drank alcohol. I said that already. Yeah, all of it. None of it. Didn't do any of it. So I had my brain opened up to a lot. And from that, the side quest that opened up for me was, well, learning about Kambo because there was Kambo being served around in these circles. So I went down into the Amazon jungle to study with a man who shall not be named, much like Voldemort. He's not as evil as Voldemort, but he has done some pretty messed up things. Basically, you know what? I'm not even going to go there. So, anyway, I went down, learned for about a week, barely brushed open knowledge, but I did learn something. I learned that a lot of the people down there that lived in the indigenous tribes, they had no way to deal with traumatic injury. They just couldn't do it. And I knew a little bit about traumatic injury, and I was about to learn a lot more in my following classes. So I went back to school with a plan. Learn as much as I could about treating traumatic injury so I can bring it back to these people and teach them how to deal with them so they don't hurt themselves and die, because if they fell out of a tree and broke their leg to the point where it was sticking out of their skin or anything else, it was kind of ticket punched, end of movie, roll the credits. So I wanted to fix that. I still thought I wanted to be a doctor at the time, and my 2.4 was a testament to that. Yeah, my GPA, 2.4. Huge testament to the fact that I definitely wanted to be a doctor, and I was very interested in everything that I was learning because, I was over 50%. So I went down back to the jungle after all that, taught a tribe a bunch of, well, medical stuff. Just, I lived with them for a little bit. I taught them about how to treat traumatic injury and all that kind of stuff, and they learned from me. And, well, they taught me really about Kambo that time and how much good it has on people. I watched it bring sick people essentially back to life. I watched it help people who weren't even supposed to be helped. There was even someone in the village who was struggling with cancer. They knew they had a tumor. You could see it. And the person was usually, they had thought they were going to die like a long time ago. It was so bad this person actually went out and into a nearby city to get help from like a doctor. And the doctor was confused as to why they haven't died yet. As far as I know, that person's still alive getting Kambo. But I learned from them and I saw the impact that these people had just with this beautiful medicine of Kambo. Now, it didn't treat traumatic injuries, but it was helpful to people. So they passed on a lot of this sacred knowledge onto me, and I've been serving it ever since. And at some point along the way, maybe it was my 2.4 GPA, I realized that I didn't want to be a doctor. So I switched to psychology. And if you just look at the classes that I've had since, I have a 4.0. So I enjoy my classes in forensic psychology. I have served thousands of people Kambo since then, thousands. And I've had a huge impact. I've healed people from things. I've helped alleviate Lyme's disease for people where they're not having symptoms anymore. Something that I would have never been able to do as a doctor. I would have just looked at them and been like, yeah, you've got Lyme's. Here's antibiotics. Good luck, bro. I am so grateful for this path that I walked down. I am not making as much money as I could be as a doctor, but I have way more time. And honestly, I feel great about every time that I get to help someone. I don't ever leave someone thinking, wow, I wonder if what I did was the right thing. No, I know what I did is the right thing because I can see it in their body and their actions. Subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Peace.